Hello, everybody. Hello, my name is Ivan Shuri, and I'm the president of this year's Mayor's Youth Council. I'm a senior at the Grand Rapids Public Museum High School. I would also like to introduce Lena Reeves, the vice president of the Mayor's Youth Council High School and a senior at City High Middle. And then over here is Julian Wilson. He is the chair of our Mayor's Youth Council KidSpeak subcommittee, and he is a junior at City Middle High. The three of us will facilitate today's program. Welcome to KidSpeak 2024. This year's KidSpeak theme is My City, My Plan, Youth Visions of a Better Grand Rapids. We are eager to facilitate our annual KidSpeak event and feel that our topic of youth-involved city planning is relevant not only to the current generation of youth in Grand Rapids, but to future ones as well. Thank you all for being here.
Hello, my name is Julian Wilson. I'm this year's KidSpeak Subcommittee Chair, a member of the Grand Rapids Mayor's Youth Council, and a junior at Grand Rapids City Middle High School. Ivan, Lena, and I will be your MCs. Today's proceedings are also being streamed live on the city's Facebook page and YouTube channel. We want to give a special shout out to all those who are joining us online and to Travis and Serena of the city's Cable Television Administration for working behind the scenes to ensure the most optimal visual presentation.
Hello, my name is Lena and I serve as the Vice President of the Mayor's Youth Council. I'm a senior at City High Middle School. During our time together, you will hear directly from young people about a subject that was selected by our Mayor's Youth Council members. You will hear very candid, revealing, and inspirational testimonies. These testimonies you will hear today have not been censored by the Mayor's Youth Council. We encourage today's youth speakers to use a positive growth mindset when giving their testimony and understand that everyone here today will share in the common goal of promoting youth voices and perspectives in our community.
As chair of this year's KidSpeak, I would like to take a moment to tell you how we arrived on this year's topic of My City, My Plan. Although there are many topics that could be addressed throughout our communities and schools, this year we chose the topic of youth-involved city planning because involving youth perspectives in the city planning process is necessary to ensure the future infrastructure that makes Grand Rapids a world-class city and meets all the needs of its residents, including our youth. This year's cohort of the Mayor's Youth Council was selected as a participating community partner to provide feedback on the community master planning process with a focus on youth perspectives. Before discussing the prompts that directly impact youth residents, we'll cover some important themes and data points that showcase youth visions of a better Grand Rapids and how the Mayor's Youth Council played a role in providing feedback. In the latest issue of We Are GR newsletter, City of Grand Rapids City Manager Dr. Mark Washington explains that the Community Master Plan is a long-range visionary plan that defines how a city wants to be, look, and feel in the future, while serving as a roadmap to inform the growth of our city. A Community Master Plan can address concepts or issues on a variety of topics while seeking feedback from residents in neighborhoods across the city. The last plan is from 2002. The current Mayor's Youth Council was proud to serve as one of the many community voices providing input for the next community master planning process.
Thank you, Julian. The Mayor's Youth Council has spent many meetings and workshops discussing planning topics that we felt directly impacted youth that are closely aligned to many issues or concerns that are affecting our younger generations today. Our council has met with Mayor Bliss, our city ward commissioners, and community leaders to discuss these issues, and now is our opportunity to create a platform to allow all scholars to provide testimony to today's listening panelists, our engaged guests in the audience, and our peer groups that these topics directly affect. The Mayor's Youth Council is excited to facilitate this year's annual KidSpeak Forum to provide all youth across Grand Rapids the opportunity to voice their opinions and share how they would best plan for the future of our great city. KidSpeak is an annual forum created by Michigan's children and facilitated throughout Michigan. In Grand Rapids, this forum is facilitated by the Mayor's Youth Council. We are a group of high school teens who live in the city of Grand Rapids and attend various schools across the city. The Mayor's Youth Council meets with Mayor Bliss monthly to discuss issues that come before the City Commission and issues important to us. We are learning about our community and the role city government plays in our lives so that we are more informed and can be lifelong leaders for when the city is in our hands. The Mayor's Youth Council is managed by Our Community's Children, a public-private partnership between the City of Grand Rapids Public School, and community partners.
Thank you, Lena. Every year, we offer Mayor's Youth Council members the opportunity to create the KidSpeak logo that combines their artistic merits with the theme of the event. This year's KidSpeak commemorative t-shirt was designed by our fellow Mayor's Youth Council member, Tayden Bean, who is a junior at City High Middle School. The t-shirts were screen printed by fully promoted brand apparel and promotion products based here in Grand Rapids. Thank you to Vicente Rojas and his team for their help creating this year's t-shirt. Tayden is here today to discuss how she was inspired to create this year's KidSpeak logo. Please welcome Tayden Bean.
I spent a lot of time brainstorming what I wanted to see in my design, figuring out what my city, my plan meant to me. My city was actually pretty simple. Grand Rapids is my city. But what does Grand Rapids look like to me? My first thought was skyline, but beyond that, it looks like a place filled with life, from its grass to its trees, to its places, to its people. That's my city. My plan? To make my city my own, to have my ideas and watch them come to life. I knew I wanted the familiar buildings of the skyline, but I also knew that I wanted to make additions to it, to hold the city as if it were the pages of my sketchbook, to always be able to transform it from what it was before with the simple use of a pencil. The drawing of my design went through many drafts, as all designs do, but all of those drafts led to this. I imagine our drafts of the city will lead to much more.
Thank you, Tayden, for speaking about your unique and creative design. Now please welcome Mayor Rosalind Bliss as she makes some opening remarks and gives the listening panel introduction instructions.
Thank you, Julian. Good morning, everyone. What a fabulous day. I am so delighted that you are joining us, everyone in the audience. Thank you for joining us for this really powerful event that is an incredible opportunity to uplift the voices of young people throughout our city and provide them for an opportunity to be heard by their community leaders as we try to continue to make good decisions that will have a positive impact on their lives and the future of our community. I'm really delighted to have the opportunity to join this panel today. But I also want to say how unbelievably grateful I am to be able to work with and spend time with the exceptional young people that are part of my Mayor's Youth Council. So if you are a member of my Mayor's Youth Council, I would like you to please stand up. They work all school year long on a number of projects as a part. You can sit back down now. They work really hard all year long on a whole host of issues, and one of them is putting this together. So they do all this on their own. It takes a lot of leadership, a lot of time. We talk about it. They share their ideas with me, and I just really enjoy the opportunity to get to know all of them. So to Ivan and Lena and Julian, thank you for all your work and for being the moderators today on this important KidSpeak event. And I'm grateful to be joined by a number of community leaders. One of them, who is a strong voice and leader at the state level, is Matt, right here next to me with Michigan's Children. They do a ton of work in our state. If you don't know about them, you should learn more about them and join forces and support their work to make sure that we're supporting issues and policies at the state level that also support children. So what I would like to do now is to go around the panel up here and give everyone an opportunity to introduce themselves. So I'm going to ask them to share their name, their title, the organization that they represent. Maybe if there's something you're looking forward to hearing today, you're welcome to share that. And then in front of you, there should be a microphone. You can turn that on and turn it back off unless you want a hot mic. You probably don't. But we'll ask you to speak into the microphone so that everyone can hear you. Again, I'm Mayor Rosalind Bliss. I have the incredible honor to serve our city as the mayor. I'm in my 9th year as mayor. I'll be finishing up on December 31st of this year. So this is unfortunately my last KidSpeak, at least sitting in this chair. Next year, I'll probably be out there in the audience. And I have the joy not just to be a part of the city organization, but also also to be a part of a lot of community efforts here in our community. So with that, I think I'm going to go this way and turn it over to Matt, and then we'll just go around and we'll loop around and come back here and end with Mary Dudnich.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I am Matt Giller, the President and CEO of Michigan's Children.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Carol Glanville. I'm the state representative for the 84th District, which is Granville, Walker, and the northwest side of Grand Rapids. So I am just thrilled to be here, and I look forward to your ideas and questions and concerns.
Hi, I'm Melissa LeGrand. I'm a county commissioner for District 16, and we are smack in the middle of District 16 right now, so welcome to my district. But thank you, all of you, for coming. This is my first KidSpeak, and as someone in local government, you should all think about it someday because it's a lot of fun, and what we do is planning, so I really want to hear what your plans and your ideas are because we all have to be forward-thinking. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ben Goey. I'm the City Commissioner for the 3rd Ward here in the city of Grand Rapids. I'm also excited to be the first Asian American to sit on the City Commission, and I'm hoping that I'm not the last. So I'm really looking forward to hearing your thoughts about what your city should look like, and hopefully it will be a city that looks like everyone that lives here in this city. So thank you for being here.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lisa Oliver King. I am a county commissioner, District 15. Commissioner Baker and I share the city. We basically split that up. I am excited about being here. It's my first time. My daughter was a part of the Mayor's Youth Council. I am a proud GRPS parent. My kids went to CA Frost as well as City. Professionally, I run an organization called Our Kitchen Table. We deal with food insecurity, and I'm hoping that some of you may talk about how we can address that. Thank you for having me here.
Good morning. My name is Jen Schottke, and I'm a trustee on the Grand Rapids Public Schools Board of Education, also the treasurer this year. I am a proud parent of 2 GRPS scholars as well, a 12th grader and a 7th grader at City. But today I'm here to hear your voice. So many of you are own scholars in GRPS because it is what you say that informs our decision making. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, and then we'll jump right up here. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, might have to share the mic up there. We'll have to work on that.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jennifer Headley Nordman. I'm the president of First Steps Kent. We're a nonprofit organization that really focuses on birth to 5, so healthy development and kindergarten readiness. And we're also very grateful to be the funding administrator for the Ready by 5 Early Childhood Millage. Our vision really aligns with today because our hope is that when we support children when they're young, they grow up to be the amazing citizens that they're meant to be. And I am so excited to hear our youth talk about topics that they're passionate about and also to publicly share their commitment really to our community and making sure that tomorrow is even better than today. So thank you so much for having me.
Buenos dias. Buenos dias. I am Lupe Ramos Montini, and I am the president of the committee to honor Cesar E. Chavez, the people that put food on our table day in and day out. So I am totally excited today to see all of you here representing the youth and the future of our city. So far, what I have heard is very inspiring. So thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Maggie Lancaster. I'm the CEO at the Grand Rapids Children's Museum. I love that Commissioner LeGrand mentioned that she has a wonderful, playful job, and I think I do too. Very, very different type of play, but I hope that I hear a little bit about how you want to make our city playful as well.
Good morning, everyone. David Marquardt. I am the Director of Grand Rapids Parks and Recreation. It really, truly is a privilege to be here with all of you this morning, the talent of our future, and looking very much forward to hearing your ideas for shaping your city.
Good morning. I'm Yvette Pittman. I am the Special Events Manager for the City of Grand Rapids, and I am excited to be here because you are who makes the City of Grand Rapids vibrant. So I'm so excited to hear about your city, your plan, and I want to see how we can all work together to make it become reality.
Buenos dias. My name is Salvador Lopez, and I am the president of K-Connect, a nonprofit based out of Grand Rapids. I'm also an elected GRCC trustee, and I'm just incredibly excited to listen to the speakers that we have today, the young folks. Appreciate you all being here.
Good morning, everybody. My name is John O'Closter. I work in the Economic Development Office here at the City of Grand Rapids, and also a proud parent of 3 GRPS students, none of whom are here today, and I will talk to them about that when I get home. But just feel honored and privileged to be here today to hear your perspectives, your challenges, your concerns, and your aspirations for the city as we work to implement those over the next 20 years.
Good morning. I am Jennifer Brock. I am a curriculum supervisor with Grand Rapids Public Schools. I kind of work with a team of people behind the scenes to help teachers support your learning. So I'm super excited to hear what ideas you guys might have about not only the city but within our schools, so that we can, see if we can make that happen.
Good morning, everybody. Carl Nelson, Grand Rapids Public Schools, former Grand Rapids Union High School principal, current executive director supporting our Northwest schools in Grand Rapids. Scholar voice inspires me to do better. And I'm looking forward to hearing your voice as you give us your ideas, your creative ideas and solutions, and that inspires me to get out of bed every morning and come see you, and I appreciate being here on this panel. Thank you.
Hello, hello. My name is Jose Rodriguez. I am a Grand Rapids Public Schools Board Trustee. I also am a former GRPS employee. I see a lot of students that I've worked with in the past. I'm so excited to hear you all speak today. This is my first time being here. And I just want to say to the youth, your voice matters and your voice is powerful. And so I'm just really excited to hear what the youth have to say because, you're inheriting a world that we're responsible for, but for you to have a voice as well in the process is amazing, and I'm just ready to hear what you all have to say.
Good morning, all. My name is Ivan Diaz. I am a Kent County Commissioner for District 20, representing the north end of Wyoming and southwest Grand Rapids. Similar to Commissioner Bing, I also was the first Latino in history elected to the Kent County Board of Commissioners. I'm very excited to be here today. Definitely looking forward to hearing from you all. I think young people, I know young people are the future, and I think that a lot of the concerns and thoughts that we're going to hear today are going to be very useful for the people, for the listening panel. And thank you to the mayor and to her council for the invitation. I'm definitely looking forward to today.
Hello, I'm Tony Baker. I'm also Kent County Commissioner, and I serve along with the other commissioners here, the southeast side, with Commissioner Oliver King. More importantly, I was on the Grand Rapids Public School Board for over 14 years. And while I was there, I worked closely with our community children and 2 College, 3 College, and a big fan of the work that happens here. And I've been around so long, I remember when at least one of you started preschool, but I won't say which one that was. So.
Hello, I'm Carol Hennessy. I am
also a Kent County Commissioner, District 14, which is on the west side. And I'm sure we'll see a few of you tomorrow in the community cleanup as we work for our city today and plan for the future. And that originated on the west side, and it has spread, so it is, community-wide. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kate Koyman. I'm the parent of 2 GRPS scholars, but more importantly, today I'm here to represent Senator Winnie Brinks, who represents part of Grand Rapids and Kentwood, Granville, Wyoming, East Grand Rapids in our state Senate, and she's also the Senate Majority Leader. So one of the people who's able to lead our whole state, the whole state of Michigan. She's the first woman to ever have that job. So hopefully not the last. I'm sure maybe someone in this room will be able to follow in her footsteps. So glad to be here.
Good morning. I'm Mary Judnich. I'm a regional manager for U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow. And as she will be retiring at the end of this year, this will be my last KidSpeak as well. I've had the honor of working for her for 23 years, so I have to go back and count how many KidSpeaks I've been to, but it's probably out of the top 5 of the events that I attend every year. So I am looking forward to the students speaking because you are inspiring. Your voice needs to be heard for our future because you are the future. And we write policies for the future, not yesterday. So it's important that you speak up. So thank you for being brave today and allowing us to hear what your visions are. Thanks.
Thank you. And I'm going to again thank all of our panelists for joining us today, for taking time out of their busy schedules, and for joining us up here to listen to you. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Ivan.
Thank you, Mayor Bliss. I'd also like to thank every one of our panelists today here for taking time out of their busy schedules to join us. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor Bliss, for the time you've shared with us and your invaluable leadership. It's been truly quite impactful to the members of Mayor's Youth Council. One of our key partners for KidSpeak is Michigan's Children. Michigan's Children is a statewide organization that advocates for the needs of children. Michigan's Children created KidSpeak and facilitates these forums around the state. Please welcome Matt Gillard, President and CEO of Michigan's Children, as he gives some remarks.
Thank you, Ivan. Yes, Michigan's Children is a nonprofit, statewide policy and advocacy organization focused on the pursuit of public policies in the best interests of children and families from cradle to career. In furtherance of that pursuit, we think it's critically important that policymakers and decision makers from around the state hear directly from young people and their families about the issues that are impacting them and what they think their priorities should be in helping lead their communities and lead the state forward and really truly make Michigan the best place to be a kid, the best place to raise a family. So we work with groups like the Mayor's Youth Council throughout the state to host events like this, not quite as great as this one, by the way. But we do this around the state and really put young people in front of policymakers and decision makers talking about the issues that are important to them. And we've seen great results from this and real change in our communities and even at a state level from some of the ideas and discussions that are generated at events like these. We've even expanded the last several election cycles to include youth-led and family-led candidate forums. And so we work with youth groups like this as well to even host candidate forums, and you'll probably see a couple of those this summer or fall right here in the Grand Rapids area as well. So I want to thank everybody, all my colleagues here on the listening panel. I want to thank everybody in the audience, but mostly I want to thank the young people who are presenting today for the commitment that they're showing to making their community a better place and to really making our state a better place. So thanks for having me.
Thank you, Matt. We appreciate your many years of support since KidSpeak's inception. Before we begin discussing today's KidSpeak's prompts regarding the city and community planning, perhaps the best place to start when considering the community master planning process from a youth perspective is to look at some recent studies and research. This will better showcase why youth should be involved in the master planning process and what issues are important to us. consider the following. Data from the recent listening sessions for after-school program providers with the Michigan After School Partnership in 2022 shows that out-of-school time programs provide youth with meaningful connections to adults and their peers, hands-on project learning opportunities, academic support, career and college readiness access, and wraparound supports for families. A 2018 study from the Transportation Research and Education Center showed that engaging youth interest in public transportation systems could translate into future transportation system support through voting, citizens' engagement, and interest in transportation-related careers. The Children and Nature Network recently confirmed in a report that using parks and participating in outdoor programs provided youth with more opportunities for increased physical activity, reduced obesity rates, and finds that youth can better cope with the stress when they live near parks, trees, and other green spaces. The Kent County Prevention Coalition, in combination with the above, the influences of Kent County has recently researched shows that 90% of adults with substance abuse issues started smoking, drinking, or using other drugs prior to turning 18 years old. A current article by Penn State University Extension Program showed that when providing intentional spaces for youth to lead community-based projects or volunteer initiatives, youths better identify community needs and propose solutions to common neighborhood issues. And lastly, a national housing survey in 2022 found that 88% of teens are interested in owning a home in their lifetime, but 97% of teens believe that schools should provide more curriculum explaining homeownership principles for youth.
Thank you, Ivan. Those statistics and trends are just a few of the compelling reasons why we chose this year's KidSpeak prompts. Today's youth speakers, who we will hear from shortly, were asked to answer one of the following questions that we, the Mayor's Youth Council, helped develop. Topic 1, after-school programming. What is an after-school program that has positively impacted your life, and how should adults use youth experts in the creation, planning, and recruitment of these programs? Topic 2, accessibility and transportation. Do youth in Grand Rapids have adequate access to public transportation, and what changes would you make to create a more youth-friendly public transportation system throughout the city? Topic 3, parks and outdoor spaces. Is there a specific park or outdoor space in Grand Rapids that you feel deeply connected to, and what amenities or features are important to ensure nature is everywhere youth learn, play, and live? Topic 4, youth substance abuse. How should school or community leaders combat youth substance abuse against cigarettes, flavored tobacco, vaping, alcohol, marijuana, and other substances? Topic 5, community building. How would you connect the youth of Grand Rapids to events that occur in all areas of the city, regardless of zip code? Describe some innovative ideas that you have that officials and community leaders should invest in to better engage the youth. Topic 6, housing. If you and your family could live in any neighborhood in Grand Rapids, where would it be and why? Describe the type of house, apartment, or condo in which you would live. Use your 5 senses to illustrate what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. And without further ado, please welcome our first speaker, Angela Perez Velasquez, who's in 12th grade at the Grand Rapids Union High School.
Hello and good morning to you all. My name is Angela Perez Velasquez. I'm a senior at Union High School, and before graduating, since it's almost soon, it is a great opportunity to be here before you all and talk about in hopes of seeing changes here in the city of Grand Rapids. But why amongst youth? Why specifically do I want to speak about the youth? As my pastor has said, I believe that youth are the future of tomorrow. We are the future of tomorrow. From what I see, the reality is that our youth are wasting great talents by just sitting around. This can be because they aren't motivated, they don't have many after-school activities to choose from, or they simply aren't interested in something. But for sure, there comes a time in a young person when they want to be part of something, meet new people, and wish that to be like others. As for me, I am a curious person. I tend to think a lot, and nothing really crossed my mind in joining anything in high school. However, due to my curiosity, I ended up being in JROTC's drill team. JROTC is, in general, is a leadership class to motivate young people to be better citizens. I thank my instructors for the experience they gave me over the past 2 years because they have really developed my character. In the drill team, we go out of state to march against other different schools, and Union's JROTC drill team has come a long way, becoming state runner-up champions. Before I joined, I used to be very, very timid. I used to be very shy. I don't think I would get myself involved in anything, but after joining JROTC, my level of confidence and courage to do things have increased a lot, and I would say I have come a long way. For testimony reasons, I have been in JROTC's drill team, marched in parades downtown such as the Veterans Parade, entered the Women's Cities Club Impact Award, and was interviewed on the GVSU broadcast for winning alongside my friend. I gave a speech for the GRPS El Secondary Award and have been on Mayor's Youth Council. Now this isn't to show how good I am, no. But to show that if it weren't for JRTC, I would not have gotten myself involved in anything willingly on my own. Our youth is facing different challenges that probably your generation didn't, and one of them really is technology. Technology has come a long way in becoming useful, but as well it has come along with its cons. Our youth nowadays have been so wrapped up in technology that they have talents hidden that probably they don't know that they have. Whether it is being physically strong or holding long debates to even coming up with great science ideas. If our youth are the future of tomorrow, we can't let their talents rot away. If an after-school program has greatly impacted me and others to hone our leadership skills, imagine how our youth can truly grow and later become our leaders in the city. These young people here in Mayor's Youth Council have great potential in many areas, and I don't know, that in 10 to 20 years, they will be leading, directing, and shaping the world for a great change. After-school programs really help a young person in character development, communication skills, reducing risk behaviors, and more. Not only are they impacted, but they can also impact those around them, such as friends and families. If we only have young people know what they know, they will have a hard time knowing the many opportunities in the world. What better way to have a young person become a pro at a sport, be creative in culinary arts, know how to manage a team and lead, help in the community, have something in mind for their future, rather than remaining at home and waste hours sitting in front of a screen that only brings teens to neglect responsibilities and cope with stress. This community is growing, and one of the things I see are many newcomers. They have a cycle of going to school and coming home, living a lifestyle that they only know. I'm not saying it is bad, but they can be losing great opportunities out here in the city. We see the population here growing rapidly and across the United States. I know you are all doing your best to better the city, and even if a lot is happening around the world, but we still have to do what we can here in the city. I am not a parent, but you as a mother, a father, an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, a sibling, a teacher, you as city leaders, I ask of you to take charge of opening doors for young people to be part of something. Whether a young person doesn't want to do anything, that's on them, but it was given to them. But please, motivate your child or someone you know to show their skills or to go out and explore. Give them the freedom to grow. It doesn't matter if it's a debating program or to simply going and doing cool tricks with their bikes. But have them learn through their passions about dedication and persistence. So I ask you to have after-school programs be introduced to all families in schools and the community to see a brighter future, just as I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angela. Next up, Sophia Ferenzi, a 12th grader at Grand Rapids Public Museum High School.
Hello, I'm Sophia Ferenzi. I wanted to speak to you today about the importance of making Grand Rapids accessible by walking, biking, and public transportation, and why that matters to young people. Right now, getting around Grand Rapids pretty much requires a car. Our cycling network, while it is improving, is generally disconnected, unsafe, and inefficient. Our pedestrian infrastructure is uncomfortable and difficult to use. The Rapid, our public transportation organization, runs at low frequencies, doesn't serve some essential destinations, and suffers from underfunding and subpar facilities. My goal today is to outline why this matters to young people and to the future of our city. The first reason is obviously combating climate change. Cars run on fossil fuels, trucks run on fossil fuels, and transportation is one of the largest contributors to greenhouse gas emissions. And just shifting to electric vehicles does not fix this problem. The manufacturing of electric vehicles is still resource intensive. The infrastructure they require still contributes to polluted stormwater runoff and the urban heat island effect, and it maintains the status quo of car dependency in our city. For young people, our independence, our social lives, and our extracurricular activities are often restricted by the need to drive. We either need our parents to be available to drive us somewhere, we have to have or maintain a car, or beg our friends for rides. For some people, this isn't much of an issue, but for others, particularly low-income students, this is a major barrier. Anyone whose parents are busy, working multiple jobs or taking care of family, or who can't afford to have a car, not to mention the gas, the maintenance, the insurance, is significantly limited by the hostile pedestrian environments and infrequent bus schedules. Car dependency also drives our cost of living up. The average Michigander pays $9,304 for their car each year, the highest amount in the nation, on top of housing crisis rents and affordability crisis grocery bills. These costs of living are driving my peers and me out of the city and out of the state. Access to quality public transportation lowers cost of living while making jobs and education more accessible, and is necessary for attracting young people to the city and for keeping them here. I'm here to ask you, as our city leaders, to prioritize cycling, walking, and public transit over individual cars. I'm asking you to keep everyone, especially young people, safe while they move around the city. I'm asking you to protect our environment, make this city more livable and more affordable, and to provide young people with the mobility they need to thrive in Grand Rapids. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophia. Next up, Jaheim Taylor, a 12th grader at the Link Learning Center.
I'm Jaheim Taylor. I'm a 16-year-old senior at Link, and my testimony is about housing. I dedicate my testimony to the young children in Grand Rapids without homes. If I could live in any neighborhood, where would I live? Well, the answer is simple. Any neighborhood. How would the home look, you may ask? I would say 4 walls and a floor. See, the thing is, I can't be picky about where I want to live because I just want to live. I don't need 3 stories with an attic and a basement, just a home. I don't need 5 bedrooms and 3 full bathrooms, just a home. I don't need pillars that hit the ceiling and marble floors, just a home. I don't need a huge backyard and a big spacious garage, just a home. See, you understanding me now? You can't be picky with something you don't have. So when you ask me my dream home, I'm going to tell you my dream home is just a home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jaheim. Next up, Miles Kerber, a 2nd grader at Alta Vista Elementary School.
My name is Miles Kerber. I'm a 2nd grader at Alta Vista Elementary. Today I'll talk about the things that make me feel safe. There are several things that do or would make me feel safe. The things I have decided to talk to you about today focus on my family, my friends, and my school. Just by being around me, my family makes me feel safe. I know they work hard for what is best for me. I also appreciate when a parent needs to leave, they let me know where they're going and when they're going to be back. Also, when I'm doing my sports, my family waits for me, makes me feel safe. Having my friends around helps me to feel safe. When I'm at school or at my sports, knowing that we all have respect for each other and that we'll support each other makes me feel safe. My peers being nice and kind to each other also makes me feel safe. There are a few things that my school could do to help me feel more safe. This year, I was assigned to a class where the teacher would not use the ceiling lights because he thought the lights were bad for kids' eyes. How can light be bad for kids' eyes? Isn't that we use light to see and to read? Many students wish the lights were on so they could see better. Every morning, walking into a dark classroom did not make me feel safe. Knowing our class was not actually ours and our voice was not valued did not make me feel safe. I also would like my school to do a better job at sticking to their schedule. For example, one time my class got extra recess time for being good. So class went off schedule for extra recess time, but I was at reading lesson. After my reading lesson, I was unable to find my class because they were outside. This did not make me feel safe. I would also feel more safe if my school would always have people in the front office, so I always know where to find somebody when I need someone. Walking around the school a few times looking for somebody from the office does not make me feel safe. I really appreciate all the things people do to help me feel safe, and although there are some things I'd like my school to improve, I appreciate all they do to keep me safe as well.
Thank you so much, Miles. Next up, Mila Kerber, a first grader at Alta Vista Elementary School.
My name is Mila Kerber. I'm a first grader at Alta Vista Elementary School. Today I would like to talk about several things that make me feel safe. My family makes me feel safe when they are around me, when they support me, and when they help me. For example, I'm a Girl Scout. I need to sell Girl Scout cookies every year. My mom went door by door with me to sell cookies in my neighborhood. I reached my goal of $100. I'm very happy and feel safe to have my family support my cause and take my cookie business seriously. My brother and I like to ski in the winter. My dad drove us 2 hours away to go to our skiing trainings every weekend. I feel safe when my family supports our hobbies. I feel safe when I have a group of friends at school. I look forward to seeing them every day, and they take good care of me. One day I bumped my lip. My friend Clay took me to the front office so I would not feel scared from being there alone. I also feel safe when I have friends to do activities with outside school. I like seeing my friend Evie at gymnastics practice. My teachers make me feel safe when they teach me safety rules. For example, my teacher always says, "No corre al patio de recreo." That means don't run to the playground. In the morning, my teachers and school volunteers open cars for students at the drop-off line. Sometimes they yell at cars that drive too fast in the loading zone. I feel safe when I know I'm protected. I also feel safe when my coaches tell me what to do in competition so I would get hurt. I love my family, my friends, and my teacher. I appreciate what they do to keep me safe.
Thank you so much, Mila. Next up, William Sheets, a 10th grader at Innovation Central High School.
Hello all. I'm William Sheets here from Innovation. I'm going to take this time and opportunity to talk about why I think after-school programming is important and useful to a school. And personally, I just think the more to do is better. There's nothing wrong with having lots to do. With all these schools unifying under one mascot, the Red Hawk, due to low funding, I feel like it took away a lot of that school spirit that these schools had. And it takes away from your own sense of being at your school, because you're like, why should I do anything if we're all representing the same person? I also am in JROTC, and it's one of the few programs that has its own teams, its own events, its own logo, so to say. And it does really help bring together a group of people when you have one goal and one person to sort of root for, or in this case, a team. Not to mention just, sorry, I'm really nervous. It's a very good, I'm sorry. JROTC program is not only just a program, but is a family. And I feel like a lot of different teams and events can find a way to kind of have that feeling and bring students together and keep that school spirit in the student and keep them wanting to attend a school. And for anybody with like single parents or a hardworking couple of parents, it can be really convenient and line up with their schedule when you have so much to do after school. Because if they work long hours, get out around 6, well, your practice is done by then, so they can come pick you up. It's just a bit more convenient, and it worked out like that for me at least. On top of that, a lot of surveys and like school things were passed around and done recently, and the CDC health, I think it's called Healthy Services survey came back and said that 74% of parents and students feel like after school programs, such as one at my school, Innovation Central, is the Boys to Men program, which takes young adults coming into this teenage world, growing up into what is men or adults. It helps prepare them for the world after high school, the real world, not just having mama or dada to scratch your back all the time. So I feel like more programs with college prep or just life outside of high school is useful versus just sports teams. JROTC being one of those sort of programs that really help shape a student from a kid into an adult, I think is amazing. Kind of shout out to the drill team. We have some members here, which is amazing. But that does help a lot. That's all I came up here to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, William. Next up, Lena Reeves, a 12th grader at City High Middle School.
Hi, my name is Lena Reeves, and I'm also going to be talking about after-school programming. Since the 7th grade, I've participated in after-school theater programs throughout the Grand Rapids area. Whether it was with nonprofits or with school, I always found my place. Not only was I able to explore my creative side, I was also able to make new friends, connect with peers across the area, and give that story to someone else. I know not everyone has done theater or even has an after-school program they could call a second home, but everyone should. In Michigan, there are 751,000 students who would be in an after-school program if one were available. For every student in an after-school program in Michigan, there are 4 who are waiting to be in one. It is so important to publicly fund after-school programming in Michigan, not just in Kent County. Kent County has over 31 after-school programs, but in the surrounding counties, the numbers peak around 20. I am fortunate enough to have been provided this opportunity through school in my community, but there are so many Michigan students who are not provided this chance. The After Schools Alliance America After 3 p.m. found that 74% of parents with students in after-school programs found that their children are more interested in school and learning. After-school programs promote positive outcomes for students. We have to provide these opportunities to youth in Grand Rapids and in the surrounding areas. I know that doing theater has made me a better person. It's allowed me to grow my communication skills, have a creative outlet, and grow my confidence. And I want that for every other student in Michigan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lena. Next up, Gabriel Zhao, 11th grade, C.A. Frost, Environmental Middle High School.
If I could live anywhere in this city, it would be Baxter, where I live now and have lived for most of my memorable life. In my bright salmon home down the street from Miss Tracy's, drowned in the sounds of music and partying and kids playing. The warm smell of smoking chips and charcoals and grills, and the taste of freeze cups and hot chips from all of the women and grannies and aunties around. Despite the dilapidated and cracked concrete at my feet, the cars going way too fast down the street, these experiences in a neighborhood that most avoid at all costs are ones I value the most. There is nowhere in this city, I believe, that is as alive as Baxter is. For better or worse, in this place, in the most neglected place in the city, people are vibrant, people are living, and people are alive. But the story I tell you is slowly disappearing. The music is becoming infrequent, the parties smaller, and the cedar smoke chips a distant memory. In the place that music once filled the air, it is now silence that deafens it. The laughter and joy of children, now distant, replaced with the chatter of realtors with a vulture-like disregard for what was. What was the dilapidated and smooth, or what was the dilapidated concrete has now been smoothed over. What was the styrofoam from the cups has now been all cleaned up. The grass might be greener, but the people are gone. The color that now saturates my neighborhood is pale and steely. The community that was once here will soon be gone. It'll be sterilized. A place once undesirable, once avoided, is now a destination for the young and the middle class of the city. They will settle here. There will be young couples. They will make this place better. They will make it safer. And newer, they say. That's not for us, though. That is not for the people who have inhabited for decades, families who have been built here. People with a skin tone that land value appreciates will come, whose children won't fear police beatings for expressing their joy. The people who made the best of the worst will be forced out of town, to Wyoming, to Kentwood, to the suburbs, to become someone else's problem. Because it is in the eyes of those who came to develop and revitalize this neighborhood, it was never the land that was undesirable, it was the people who inhabited it. It was the people who filled our air with play, with hot meals, with joy. Soon, though, when the last child's laugh is heard, when the last coal goes out, and when the last family is forced to the outskirts, they will learn it is the people who made the land value, not where it was located.
Thank you so much, Gabriel. Next up, Harini Manikandan, 9th grade, City Middle High School.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Harini Manikandan, and I am a freshman at City High. Thank you all for the opportunity to speak here today. I'm here to speak about topic number 2, accessibility or transportation. To start off, how much access do the youth have to public transportation? The most common public transportation we have around here is the buses, like the Rapid. The Rapid operates a network of bus routes. These routes connect residential areas with downtown Grand Rapids, educational institutions, shopping centers, and healthcare facilities. However, I was shocked to realize and learn when I was writing my speech that access to transportation in Grand Rapids may not be equally distributed across all neighborhoods. Some areas, particularly low-income neighborhoods or areas with high concentrations of marginalized communities, may have limited access to public transportation. This is a major problem, especially for the kids or teens living in those areas, as without public transportation, they will be limited. We should never let factors, like transportation, impact kids' passions and dreams. To create a more youth-friendly public transportation system in Grand Rapids, several changes should be considered. First of all, we should work on expanding our routes. We should increase the coverage of public transportation routes to include areas with high youth populations, such as schools, communities, and community centers and sports fields. This expansion would ensure that youth have convenient access for transportation for education and social activities. But the biggest concern with public transportation is safety. Many people feel unsafe in buses or other public transportation, especially kids. Some changes could involve increased presence of security, improved lighting at bus stops and stations, and the implementation of surveillance cameras. However, I would like to note that without increasing the security of public transportation, we cannot increase the number of people who ride it. And I know that our city leaders are working tirelessly and very hard to solve these issues. And my goal today is to highlight the severity of these problems and show some possible solutions to it. These issues cannot be solved overnight, but we need to take small steps for a better future. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Ernie. Next up, Rakaya Matthews, a 12th grader at the Grand Rapids Public Museum High School.
First semester of senior year, 38 absences and 19 tardies, all unexcused. All unexcused because how do I explain not having access to reliable transportation? How do I explain that my mom is a single parent who works 2 jobs and can't always take me to school? How do I explain that the nearest transit stop is a 32-minute walk, even on a good day? The short answer is, I can't. I can't without it sounding like an inexcusable excuse. No one died. It's not a family emergency. Nor am I sick. I just don't have access to reliable transportation. Although my attendance may reflect something completely different, I am a scholar. My name is Rakaya Matthews, a senior at the Grand Rapids Public Museum High School, and I am involved in many extracurricular activities in and out of school. I have an unweighted 4.2 grade point average, and I've never had a grade under a B+. Which goes to say that it's not that I don't care about school. Because I do. I take my education very seriously. It's the fact that it shouldn't have to be a hassle for me to commute to school every day. It's not as easy as taking an Uber or a Lyft when the prices can vary from $12 to $45, all within the span of 10 minutes. Even then, not everyone has the funds to spend thousands or hundreds of dollars each week to commute to and from school. I can speak on behalf of many of the out-of-district GRPS students. There is a reason why we are still enrolled at a GRPS school. There's something within the system that we cannot find anywhere else, which is why we stay. Not having access to reliable transportation should not be the reason why I have to settle for an education that simply doesn't suit me. It is vital to understand that the barriers to reliable transportation faced by students like myself are not excuses, and there are real-life challenges that are being faced. Bus routes need to be extended with reduced travel time and increased frequency. It shouldn't take me an hour and a half to get to school, nor should it be a big enough factor that would jeopardize my future if I didn't have the work ethic that I have and the resources that I have available. Access to reliable transportation should not be a privilege that is available to some, but it should be a fundamental necessary right that everyone has for the same opportunities for a valuable education. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rakaya. Next up, Oscar Gomez Gutierrez, a 10th grader at City High Middle School.
Hello, I'm Oscar. I'm a sophomore at City High Middle School. Although there's a great variety of houses to choose from in Grand Rapids, the housing market in Grand Rapids is shrinking with the vacancy rate being 1.3% in 2022 compared to the statewide vacancy rate being 5.2%. Furthermore, 100.93% of houses are sold for asking price, showing the eagerness buyers have when buying in Grand Rapids, especially since they're willing to buy houses for over the asking price. Grand Rapids was ranked 14th place for quality of life in 2023 to 2024 with factors like crime rates, education quality, and well-being. In my biased opinion, I believe that Creston is one of the best places to live in Grand Rapids because of the quality of life in Creston alone. Well, the median year in which houses in Creston were built is the year 1969. Creston is constantly adding apartment buildings and stores. Since houses built in 1969 are more than a half century years old, they've gone through many different styles and renovations. Many houses today aim to have a more modern look to them since that's the trend right now, but that wasn't the trend in the 1960s, showing that even houses that are more than a half century years old, appliances and amenities are always being upgraded with the times. Although my house is also almost a half century years old, I love my house. My house has a nice backyard and upgraded amenities. This allows me to live comfortably, which is all I need. My mom and I like to garden since we believe that it's a really easy thing to do, and she used to grow her own food in Guatemala. But gardening at home is only possible with a backyard or some type of outdoor space, which I noticed that many Creston houses have. In addition, Creston is a fairly quiet neighborhood, which is something that I know a lot of people like, but while it's a quiet neighborhood, the community there is great. I use an app called Nextdoor, which allows people like myself to connect with people in my neighborhood. I found that many people in Creston like to use the app just like myself. This is two of the many examples Creston has to offer when it comes to an ideal neighborhood. Although I'm saying that Creston is one of the best neighborhoods in Grand Rapids, this doesn't take away the wonderful neighborhoods that Grand Rapids has to offer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Oscar. Next up, Shakur Abbasi, an 8th grader at Dickinson Academy.
Hi, my name is Shakur Abbasi, and today I'm going to talk to you about how STEM has an impact on my life. STEM has had a big and great impact on my life, and this is how. When I first started middle school, I didn't understand or like math, and I didn't even know proper science. When I heard STEM was about math and science, I was like, no thank you. But then I thought about it and finally decided to join STEM. That was the best decision I made in the 6th grade. On the first day of STEM, I was scared I wouldn't fit in, but the teachers were so welcoming and I started getting comfortable around those other kids who were also struggling in math just like me. The lessons and games we would play were fun, but still educational. I didn't get that at first because I was like, how can you make math fun? But Mr. J helped me get the answer to my question by just being an overall good teacher. The games we would play were so fun that every Monday and Wednesday, I was always excited to go to school because I knew we'd have STEM on that day. And that was my number one motivation of the week. If you look at my test scores from when I first started middle school to now, you'll see a big difference, and that's all thanks to STEM. At STEM, we don't just learn about math and science, we also learn about HBCUs, or historical black college/universities, and other good colleges we will go to in the future. Thanks to all the college visits I went on with the STEM program, I now know what college I really want to go to at 13 years old. STEM has helped me a lot, and I'm so thankful to all the staff at STEM Greenhouse, especially Dr. Christopher, the founder of the program. Thank you so much for helping me and other students get extra help. Adults can also help make an impact on students who need extra help by donating money to the program, spreading the news about STEM Greenhouse, and also sending their kids to the summer program, Sankofa. I promise they're going to love it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shakuru. Next up, Bahati Kiza, a 12th grader at Innovation Central High School.
Hello, my name is Bahati Kiza. I'm a senior at Innovation Central High School located in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm going to talk to you about youth substance abuse. It is important to maintain your health, especially the youth, the future of our generation. The use of illicit substances amongst grades 8 through 12 continue to trend pre-pandemic. Laval's research shows that 10.9% of 8th graders, 19.8% of 10th graders, and 31.2% of 12th graders indulge in restricted substances. Although these usages are lower than previously recorded, any drug used by minors is too high. Inhaling diacetyl causes inflammation and may lead to permanent scarring in the smallest branches of airways, popcorn lungs, which makes breathing difficulty, and vaping causes chest pain, causing some difficulty breathing. What I wish for the future is for a better future where kids don't do anything illegal like drugs, something that will have an effect on them and their mental health. With the help of students, teachers, and administrators, we can find a solution to youth substance abuse. I think the best way to prevent kids from doing drugs is to understand how substance abuse develops, avoid temptation and peer pressure, and most importantly, seek help for mental illness and examine the signs that lead to substance abuse. Additionally, we can curb the use of drugs through their involvement in after-school programs. After-school programs give students a purpose and promote social interaction and teach time management and accountability. These attributes can steer students away from indulging in illicit extracurriculars. Moreover, these programs should also include a pledge or commitment to keeping kids sober. I think my school, University Central High School, can pull it off because it's full of great opportunities. And I believe that we can come up with a solution to save the future of our generation.
Thank you so much, Bahati. Next up, Jay Ronrick, a 11th grader at Grand Rapids Public Museum High School.
I was 11 years old, and my neighborhood friend group always went to the public pool every day for the summer. One day towards the end of the summer, everyone was supposed to meet up at the pool and hang out, but one of our friends didn't show up. We wondered why he wasn't there, but didn't think too much of it. A week later, we would then find out that he had passed away by taking a drug that he was exposed to in his house. 1 in 8 teens are reported abusing an illicit drug in the past year. 50% of teens report misusing drugs at least one time, and 62% of teens have abused alcohol by their senior year in high school. This is nationwide data on youth substance abuse. Let us go more statewide. In the last 30 days, 1 out of 4 Michigan high school students report drinking alcohol. 1 out of 4 Michigan high school students said that they were offered, sold, or even given drugs illegally on school property. 1 out of 8 high school students here in Michigan said that they have taken a prescription drug without a prescription or differently from how a doctor told them. It has also been reported that 6.7% of middle schoolers and 15% of high schoolers are using e-cigarettes or vape products in the last 30 days. These problems are very present and are way too high to be ignored. For every 100,000 residents in Michigan, 17.6 kids under the age of 18 die due to overdose. Each one of these numbers represents someone's child whose life is at risk. The question we all ask but never answer is, what can we do to help decrease the number of kids dying from an overdose? We need to start addressing disparities, and to do this, we need to start prioritizing the needs of vulnerable populations as we distribute settlement dollars across the state. We need to start providing support and guidance to parents who are struggling with addiction to help ensure that their kids are safe. We need to care for these kids and give them options and resources that are easily accessible so that kids have the opportunities to give themselves a better future. Offer extracurricular activities. Get to know these kids that are attending your schools. Know who they are, what they like to do. Help them achieve something so they're actually proud of themselves. Learn their struggles and their strengths. Help them with them. Give these kids someone to lean on when they need it. We can't turn our backs to kids who are struggling. Lastly, for now, we need increased funding for education and prevention programs in schools. Ensure that every child fully understands the dangers of drugs and has full access to the resources they need to make the right choices for their future. Give these kids resources, give them options. This will help give the kids of our city a chance to make the right choices for their future, and will ensure that they will have the tools necessary to help them succeed. My friend lost out on all the opportunities that a high school student should have. I'm speaking on this topic for you all today to bring more awareness to this problem and ensure that we are giving these kids opportunities and so that they have the chance to live life to its fullest. My name is Jai Weinrich. I'm a junior at Grand Rapids Museum Public High School, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Jai. I wanted to quickly mention that if you could do your best to remain seated during our speakers' testimonies, I think we'd all greatly appreciate that. Next up, Samaya Alford, a 9th grader at Innovation Central High School.
First, I want to start by saying hello and thank you for having me. My name is Samaya. I'm a 9th grader at Innovation Central High School. I have decided to be here today to discuss the issue of youth drug abuse. I feel strongly about this topic, and I know more than most people how drugs like vapes, weed pens, and edibles can affect the youth of my generation. For years now, scientists have been conducting research and studies on why drug usage is bad and how it can affect the minds and health of the youth. I won't sit here and give you a long, boring speech about statistics or how much research is going into this project, but what I will do is tell you how it's affecting me. I stand for a lot of things, but this I feel the strongest for. I have seen people on TV, on drugs, and on social media, and never would I have imagined that I would ever see something similar in a place where I'm supposed to feel safe. A place where I'm supposed to learn, a place where I'm supposed to be able to focus and socialize. School should never be a place where I have to witness the horrors of drug abuse. To see my fellow classmates letting their lives waste away, to see people that I know could do well in school if they just tried, it's disheartening. I know that although you do control the system, you can't control what our GRPS scholars do. I think that we as a community should get together and try to come up with different solutions and remedies for this problem. One solution that I think would be helpful are mentors, not counselors, but people who have experienced and lived with drug abuse. With all this been said and done, I truly hope that my words have left a deep imprint in your minds, and I have faith that my words and the words of my fellow scholars will move you all to make a positive change to the GRPS school district and its youth drug abuse problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samaya. Next up, Quinlan Angston, 10th grader at Grand Rapids Public Museum High School.
Hello, my name is Quinlan Angsman, and I'm a sophomore at Museum High School. And I think that after-school programs are essential for us kids. They give us the chance to interact with other kids outside of school. For me, one standout program that I've been a part of is called Youth in Government. It's an incredible program that has helped me understand a lot about our government and how different laws are made. It has also helped me see many different perspectives from teens all across the state. Youth in Government is also student-led, so students work together to run the program instead of teachers. Adults are still involved, but they hold a more supportive role. This is how I think that most programs should be, student-led with adult mentors. By letting us take over our learning, it prepares us for the real world, where we will have to lead instead of follow. Adults should involve kids by listening to our opinions, respecting our views, and inspiring us to go farther. This helps programs stay interesting and relevant for us. It also pushes us to pursue very different careers and just inspires us to go farther. Just think, do you want your kid to be prepared for their future or not? Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Quinlan. Next up, Alex Burns, an 11th grader at City High Middle School.
Thank you to everyone who's spoken so far, and thank you to you all for having me. In the academic wing of City High, if you take a trip up to the 3rd floor, all the way to the back of the history hallway, right next to the set of stairs that almost nobody uses, you will find the location of my favorite of the after-school programs, the speech and debate room. It's a regular small classroom with a whiteboard at the front and a shelf overflowing with trophies at the back. And aside from the prize collection, it's unremarkable and unfamiliar to somebody who might not know it. But anyone who spent one meeting in there would recognize the chaos, the laughter, and the work that gets done in that room. I've spent all 5 of my years at City High Middle School in the speech and debate program. And of course, a debate club has made me better at arguing, but it's also made me more confident, more sociable, and more perceptive. And I believe it's changed my life more than any other experience. I know I'm not the only one either, because year after year, new students join the program and veterans come back, despite the fact that every one of these returning students would testify to the incredible stress and effort that the program demands of you. But we come back because of what the program asks of us and how it makes us more competent and how we bond and form community over our hardships. The only reason I'm unafraid to stand at this podium or write this speech is because of the program, and it has changed my life for that. I know some of the speakers sitting here who have or will speak to you have been affected by it too. The twist to this story, however, is that this entire program is run by just one person. Mr. Harris has been the speech and debate coordinator for as long as anyone can remember, and he's just a volunteer. He does not receive help. He is not employed, and if he is paid a stipend, compared to the hours he puts in to keep the program alive, he is paid so far below minimum wage that he would have to be insane to do it for the money. Mr. Harris has retired, and he has tried to leave the program several times, but he cannot find someone to hand it off to, so for the sake of all the students involved, he keeps it alive. He keeps it alive until he can find somebody to replace him, and the program can live on when he leaves. He's not going to fight every battle and win just to lose the war. And it's a miracle he does it, because this program has changed my life and the lives of many of my friends that I've met through his work. Many of the students he has guided have taken their skills past high school, going to incredible schools like Georgetown, Johns Hopkins, and just last year, Yale. Mr. Harris's tireless efforts don't stop there either. He gets involved with the athletic programs and he organizes the school's only talent show. Now, as much as I and the generations of others have been forever changed by his generosity, a speech and debate program, of course, isn't for everyone. So here's the point. This was accomplished by the momentous achievements of just one man working as a volunteer with next to nothing aside from his own experience. Now, think of what could be achieved with just a fraction of extra funding for these after-school programs. Mr. Harris wouldn't have to ask for donations to pay for busing or tournaments. New clubs would form from those as eager as him, but whose time wasn't previously worth giving. And best of all, we could change the lives of so many more students if we weren't relying on individual people to carry the weight of making our children better. The glory of Grand Rapids should be the people it creates. So don't we all owe something to the ones who gave so much to make our new generations great? This is why I would beg of you all to contribute more to our after-school programs, and as a thanks to the people who run them, and a helping hand to those who come next. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex, and thank you, Julian. Our next speaker is Esmeralda Perez, 8th grade from Dickinson Academy.
Hi, my name is Esmeralda, and I'm in the 8th grade who is currently attending Dickinson Academy. Today I'm going to talk about how STEM has impacted my life and how adults can help out with STEM. STEM Scholars is an after-school program that I attend, and it has helped me a lot throughout my middle school year. I've been in STEM for 3 years now. We do a lot of science experience and math games. Even if math or science is boring, STEM always finds a way to make it fun. I wasn't a real big fan of science, but ever since I've been in STEM, it's now one of my favorite subjects. I once had a math problem that I didn't understand, but once I noticed it was similar to a math game that we do. I was quite relieved that I memorized it. Ever since I've joined STEM, it has had a great impact in my life. I don't know what I would do if I had never joined STEM. There are many ways on how adults can help out with STEM. They can by passing out flyers in order for parents and students to know what STEM is. They can even help around the class. It will be fun to have other people helping out. Having more adults help out can increase the number of students that want to attend STEM. Adults can even help with doing more STEM programs at other schools. Having more adults can always help STEM improve and can improve the students' learning. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, Esmeralda. Next up, we have Amelia Ferenzi, a 10th grader at Grand Rapids Public Museum.
Hello, my name is Amelia Ferenzi, and I'm a sophomore at the Grand Rapids Public Museum High School. I'm going to start off by telling a story. Every day, on the way to school, a kid takes a deep breath before they cross the street. They approach the marked crosswalk at the corner of Eastern and Ballantyne, right by the bus stop. Then they wait, and they wait at the marked crosswalk. They wait for a break in the speeding multi-ton deadly vehicles, which, by the way, are required by law to stop at the crosswalks for pedestrians. Car after car speeds past, ignoring the kid who is staring them down. Eventually, the kid gives up on waiting. They've waited too long. No one is ever going to stop, so they just have to risk it, step out in front of the cars. And do the cars stop? No, they do not. They don't stop for the pedestrian that they are legally required to stop for. The kid is forced to stop and wait in the shared turn lane instead, between two lanes of speeding traffic. That story I've just told you, it's my story. Every morning, I cross Eastern Avenue, a little south of Alger. There's a crosswalk, but not once in the 2 years I have been walking to school has a single car stopped for me to safely cross. This story, sadly, it's not just my story. It is the story of the more than 5.2 million students in the United States who walk or take public transit to school on a regular basis. This is because our cities have failed us, not just our youth, but everyone. In the 1950s and 60s, we bulldozed our cities to make way for cars. In Grand Rapids, we ripped out almost 30% of our downtown for parking lots. We destroyed buildings and neighborhoods to build the 131-196 highway interchange. We ripped out our entire streetcar system to build wide, dangerous roads for cars. We fully committed to the automobile experiment, but the thing is, that experiment failed. Cars are terrible for the environment, often being the most polluting item a person owns. They are dangerous, expensive, inequitable, highly inefficient, and ugly. However, we've made our cities completely dependent on them. We've made walking, biking, and public transit seem like inferior ways of getting around, even though they are actually far superior. Cities around the world are starting to realize the dangers and irrationality of car dependency, and they're fighting back. In Grand Rapids, we need to fight back too. We need to rethink transportation to build out a better and more expansive public transit and bike network. We need more routes servicing more areas, 10 to 15 minute frequency on all lines, and priority signals and lanes on the busiest routes, especially the BRT routes. We also need to start investing in inner city rail transit and high quality protected bike lanes and intersections. Public transit and biking are better for people, profit, and our planet, and are basically superior to cars in every way. In order to build a safer city for the youth of Grand Rapids, as well as a more sustainable and accessible future, we need to reject cars and take back our city for the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Amelia. Next up, we have Arna Armbadar, 10th grader at Catholic Central.
My name is Arna. I'm in 10th grade. I go to Catholic Central High School. I'm writing on topic 6, housing. If I could choose a perfect neighborhood for my family to live in, it would be a cozy, tree-lined suburb near the Line Mountains, yet close to the city for fun and activities. The area would be famous for strong community and safe and lots of kids. We would live in a space of lots of furniture, nice backyard with a play area, and some fun activities like swing. The view from the house would be breathtaking from large painted windows, lots of sunshine coming in the room, and also one could see through the big windows, green backyards, flowers in the spring and summer. We could hear birds in the morning, children playing in nearby yards, dog barking. The air around the house would carry fresh scent of wood, aroma of food in the kitchen. Would like to bake pizza, grilling outside in the summer. Feel the soft sofa inside the house, enjoyment of backyard, eating raspberries and more.
Thank you, Arna. Next up, we have Marisol Gutierrez, 11th grader at Grand Rapids Union High School.
Hi, my name is Marisol, junior at Union High School. I would like to talk about why I believe after-school programs make a difference and are one of the most valuable assets that youth have in Grand Rapids. To do this, I would like to tell you about the after-school program that I'm involved with, called New City Kids, or NCK. Our mission is to love kids for change. At New City kids can learn how to play different instruments, how to use a soundboard, use a camera, and more. They don't just get help with their homework, but they also get celebrated for positive things they do, like accomplishing goals and improving academically. But clearly, I'm not a kid. I'm a teenager, and I am employed by NCK. I've worked at New City for 3 years. My position is an ATL, which means Assistant Team Leader. But I haven't always started out like this. You see, when I first tried out for my job, I didn't get the job. However, the team at New City encouraged me to grow and wanted me to come back and try out again in December. And this time, I landed the job as a tutor. As a tutor, I've saw so many kids and teens improve. For example, one of my fellow teen life interns struggled with being vocal and making new friends. But every day I had an opportunity to pour into them, and we formed a bond that we didn't have before. This person wasn't actually one of my students, but it was actually my little sister. And let me tell you guys, she did not just grow as an employee, but as a person. Since I've been at New City Kids, I have learned so many things that made me grow mentally, spiritually, and as a leader. In fact, I believe I've learned a lot of leadership skills that most young adults don't learn until they're 18 or older. Plus, next year when I'm a senior, I know that I won't have to worry about college debt because NCK provides a scholarship for every senior based on the years that they have worked there. So I can proudly say that my senior class that work at NCK will go to college debt-free. Thank you.
Thank you, Marisol. Next up, we have Malachi Autry, a 9th grader at Innovation Central High School.
Hello, everybody. My name is Malachi Autry. I'm a freshman, and I'm in an academy called STEM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. I'm here to talk about after-school programming. You see, I think students should get into some type of after-school thing, whether it's sports, programming, prom, or something the school is doing for fun. I feel like more students should do or be in more fun programs or activities because I'm in an after-school program called Boys to Men. It's an after-school program hosted every Thursday by a man called Mr. Muhammad. He and Boys to Men helped me and is currently helping me. He's a person you can always come to my school and talk to about anything. He's a Christian, he has a wife, he has a kid, and yeah, he's a good person and a good friend too. He helped me understand what a disciplined person is. Well, when he first asked me, I didn't know. I thought it was just some person who would take out the trash. But when I realized, he asked me, and I told him, it's a person who do what's right no matter how they feel. Boys to Men is something that I think more boys should get into and learn how to become a man. That's why I came to Boys to Men, because to me, Boys to Men is a program where boys in my school can come and talk about life and learn how to be responsible, how to be accountable, how to be disciplined, how to be positive, respectful, and become more of a man. And so it can help us with our life down the road and make us a better person. So overall, I think kids and students should get into more after-school programs and sports so you can get out more and just have more things to do, have fun, be active, learn more important things about life, and help them with their life and be the best they can be. My name is Malachi Autry. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Malachi. Next up, we have Emily Rodriguez, a 12th grader at Grand Rapids Public Museum High School.
Hola a todos. Hello, everyone. I'm Emily Rodriguez, and I was born and raised in Grand Rapids.
Throughout my time living and volunteering in a 49507 area, something that connects the youth within Grand Rapids is how underserved our community is, especially within mental health assistance and ethnic and racial representation. It is well known that people that identify as Black, Asian, Native American, Latinx, and etc. are prone to not receiving the mental health assistance they need, especially youth who suffer from generational trauma, racial discrimination, stigmatization, and culture. Which is why I would like to propose for there to be affordable or even free mental health programs or resources specifically aimed for youth of different ethnicities and races, and for you to provide a diverse mental health staff for them as well. People are prone to seeking mental health assistance if it is from someone of the same ethnicity and race, and by providing a diverse staff, it'll allow the youth to feel recognized and understood. This will also increase the percentage of diversity within mental health professions and break the language barrier between client and staff members. Making it affordable will break the barrier many have, which is financial stability, especially within underserved communities. Regardless of the zip code, many of the youth are struggling with mental health issues, and by enforcing this, you are allowing the youth of different ethnicities and races to flourish. This is not only for the current youth, but this is for the youth of the past who had to suffer in silence and for the youth of the future. I have dedicated my senior year and will continue this on to my career to solving this issue, and I'm planning to stay local for my undergrad to grow with my community. I am majoring in psychology and pursuing a career as a psychologist because I see that the youth need this assistance, and I would do the best to my ability to provide that to them. Now it is your turn to take the action, and once again, I propose for there to be affordable or even free mental health programs or resources specifically for youth of different ethnicities and races, and for you to provide a diverse mental health staff for them as well. And since this is an ongoing issue, it does not stop here. So if you have any questions for me about this, please feel free to connect with me after this event, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Emily. I just want to make a quick announcement that we may go over time, but please stay to hear all of our speakers, and we will wrap up quickly after all of the testimonies. Next up, we have China Jackson, an 8th grader from Dickinson Academy.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is China Jackson. I am 13 years old, and I attend Dickinson Academy. I will be representing STEM Greenhouse. My topic is after-school programs. How has STEM impacted your life? STEM has impacted my life by exposing me to different opportunities that no other has given me. I am currently working at the state level with legislators, choosing and deciding what other after-school programs should do, what they need to work on, and what funding they need, and also what is helping their communities. If it wasn't for STEM, then who knows where I would be. STEM helps students since there is an increasing amount of people on the streets. Being exposed to an after-school program, let alone a good one, is very beneficial since you're gaining knowledge from the program while also being safe. STEM's goal is to prepare students for the bigger world, think of a better world outside of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and prepare people of color to be anything they want to be. STEM wants you to succeed in whatever field you choose. This gives you the feeling of support and hope that you can actually do what you want to do that you are trying to do. STEM has impacted my life by giving me somewhere to go after school. I'm having fun and learning at the same time. I feel that is a win-win. Adults can help STEM, like you, by donating to the organization, signing up to teach a class, or even coming to speak to one of the 4 schools where STEM is located. There are many more ways to help STEM students. You just showing up is helping. It shows that the teachers are getting to their goal because every time you show up, you're showing your dedication. You could have been anywhere that day, but you took the time out of your day to be in an extra class twice a week. This shows not only your dedication, but how much you care for your education. STEM Greenhouse serves around 1,000 students every year. That's a lot of kids, especially from Grand Rapids if you think about it. These days, students just want to hang out with their friends or be on their phone. STEM is showing you there are ways to have fun without a phone and helping you with math and science, 2 of the hardest classes in grade level schools. As I've said previously, STEM is preparing you for the real world. It's teaching you how to think through problems and not to give up. STEM gives you a skill set that you will use for the rest of your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, China. Up next, we have Aaron Howard, an 11th grader at Catholic Central High School.
Good morning. My name is Erin Howard, and I'm a junior in high school. I'm here to give my testimony about the after-school program I've had the pleasure of being a part of and seeing it grow over the years. Baxter Out of School program started in 2021 at Baxter Community Center. I started working there the summer of 2020 in their summer day camp, and they decided the next year they would start the after-school program. At Baxter, we are a big family. At Baxter, we are a big family. What we do at Baxter is very special to me and the people on the receiving end. I'm so happy we get to extend that love to others, especially the kids. But what I'm most proud of is the work we do for our kids in the after-school program. We provide them with learning opportunities that may not be offered at school, a space to be their authentic selves, do homework with people who can help, time to unwind and have fun with friends outside of school, and even provide a home-cooked dinner before they leave. I get to see the impact this program has had on our Baxter families firsthand, and I love seeing the program grow. The program not only provides younger kids a place to come and have fun, but also provides job opportunities for teens to gain paid work experience. This is why I encourage lawmakers to consider more funding for out-of-school time in their budgets. My hope for the program's future is to see more support for the program and more kids having access to it. I would also like to see more programs like Baxter Out of School and programs that cater to teens developed in my neighborhood, but also in other communities. Lastly, I want to encourage the lawmakers to try to consider the testimonies heard today. Do not let these ideas stay in this room, but take the time to connect with the youth here and further reach out about and put some of these ideas into action. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. Next up, we have Nina Santos, a 5th grader at Orchard View Elementary School.
Hi, Mayor Bliss and City Commissioners. I am Nina Santos, a 5th grader at Orchard View Elementary School. My school is on Lovingwell Street and on the 2nd Ward. It has been my dream to walk to school on Lovingwell Street ever since I was in 3rd grade. But there's a problem. The problem is walking to school. I have to walk on the street itself. I mean, as a child, I can't walk to school alone on Lovingwell Street because it can be dangerous. But there is a solution: sidewalks. One reason we need sidewalks is it can be dangerous for kids like me to walk to school on the road. One afternoon, my mom and I decided to walk home from the carnival at school. But there was an area where there was a yucky swamp area that was right beside the road. The cars were fast, going past me at 45 miles per hour. I could have fallen in the dirty swamp. Seeing us on the street of the road, the drivers were at least very nice, and they drove on the other side of the street. I think that was really nice of them, or they might have hit me and my mom. For other kids in my neighborhood, I think it would be nice if we could have a sidewalk. Another reason we should get a sidewalk on Lovingwell Street, it can help us become more healthy. Maybe you're wondering, how can we get healthy by getting a sidewalk? Well, it can be healthy because we get a decent exercise. Because when we walk, I can get 2 miles in a day. So let's do a little math. So with 1 mile to school and another mile to get home, us kids can make 4,000 steps doing a decent amount of exercise each day, I'll say. So in conclusion, Mayor, I'm requesting that you build a sidewalk on Lovingwell Street for a healthier and safer neighborhood. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Nina. Next up, we have Carlos Santos, a 12th grader at East Grand Rapids High School.
Hi, my name is Carlos Santos. I'm a senior at East Grand Rapids High School, and I see that my peers are struggling with substance abuse and mental health issues, and I would like them to seek help. One day during my junior year, a gangly freshman asked me in the bathroom with his voice cracking, "Bro, do you have a vape?" He had not vaped for a week, so I encouraged him to quit, having lasted that long without it. Many of my peers use substances to deal with their stress, anxiety, and often just recreationally. This is the reality that many of my peers deal with. Vaping and marijuana often affect teens for only a temporary amount of time, and once the effect has passed, they start to crave that feeling of being stress-free or anxiety-free. According to the CDC, the cessation or quitting of smoking causes one to be less anxious over time as compared to one who continues to smoke. According to the National Institute of Drug Abuse, the reported percentage of teenagers abusing substances was 11% for 8th graders, 21.5% for 10th graders, and 32.6% for 12th graders. That means around 1 out of 10 8th graders and 1 out of 5 10th graders and 1 out of 3 12th graders are abusing substances. There are many better ways to deal with anxiety and depression. Mayor Bliss, commissioners, and panelists, I believe that we can make that possible by implementing a 3-pronged program that involves, first, help from the school, second, campaigns to increase awareness of such programs, and third, providing a safe space to talk about their substance abuse and mental health issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos. Up next, we have Madeline Steinley, a 9th grader at Grand Rapids Public Museum High School.
Hello, my name is Madeline Marie Steinley. I attend Grand Rapids Public Museum High School as a 9th grade student. I believe after-school programs are of great importance in the lives of us students who are involved in them, which is why I chose this as my topic of discussion. I am part of the Museum High School Theater Club. We are few in numbers, and we have little to no funding. However, this does not stop me from enjoying it. I have incredible connections with the people in my theater group, and we all have a passion for what we do. We have this opportunity to express ourselves and we bond over it. I can say with confidence that the theater club has had a positive impact on my life since I have joined. I was also a part of the theater group in my time at North Park Montessori during my 7th and 8th grade years, and my love for it has blossomed since. Theater club for me is also a tool for growth, allowing me to flourish in ways that I never expected from it. Being up on a stage requires confidence, nerve, and concentration. I am scared every time that I go up to perform. But when I get up and I do, I have to continue. I have to persevere. And theater club is the reason I can stand up right now and speak. I used to be a very shelled person, if that makes sense. Always very nervous. Whenever it came to me speaking or presenting in any sort of way, I would have a nervous breakdown, a panic attack, if you will. But the creativity that has come with my theater experience has opened a doorway that I didn't know existed. Applying my mentality that I grew from being in theater club has given me so much in so many ways. I know theater club has impacted my life, but I need to be very clear that it is not just theater club and it is not just my life that these clubs affect. There are so many incredible passions that these students are given an opportunity to pursue through these clubs. For some people, it's a release. For some people, it's therapy. And for others, it's a way to better themselves as people, and so much more. These clubs open up new worlds for people and ways to make connections. We live in a world where almost everyone is scared of what others may think of them. Everyone has had difficulties connecting with others in some way, whether it be forming new friendships and connections or just trying to understand how to interact with others. These clubs are gateways to people who share similar interests and mindsets to you. It's easier to connect with people when you already have a common thread. I am very grateful for the power you have given me by permitting me to speak about this to you. The adults and children, to speak to you on your level is a gift that I am deeply appreciative. You people have my utmost respect and admiration. In your prompt, you asked me how you may collaborate, or if you should collaborate with these children on these after-school programs. And I think the answer is exactly what I'm doing right now. Not in the exact stand up on a stage and speak your mind sense, but
I think you should do more to speak with us on our level, meeting with those of us who are passionate and who want to be an active part of the community, organizing these meetings with us so that we can come up with ideas for after-school programs and how to run them. I also request that we receive more or funding at all for these programs, so more opportunities are available for us. Sometimes all we need is an opportunity. My theater club is small when we don't have funding, but we still find ways to make sure that we do what we love. Our wonderful teacher, Mrs. Plower, often spends her own money and makes sure that we have the things that we need. We use secondhand things that the school or community doesn't need anymore. We make props and costumes from scratch. We find ways to make costumes out of our regular clothes if we have to, but we make it work because we love what we do. It's a part of us, and I hope that by my expressing this, we can give other people similar opportunities to grow. Thank you for your time and attention. I appreciate it more than you know.
Thank you, Madeline. Up next, we have Cassius Bobo, an 11th grader at Grand Rapids Union High School.
My name is Cassius Bobo. I'm 11th grade and I go to Union High School. And my testimony is after school activities. In my opinion, I believe that some schools, elementary, middle, or high, should do after school activities for their students. Reason being, it could provide lowering stress, interactions with others, great memories, and mental improvement. And once in a lifetime, kids or teenagers have to do something outside of school before moving on to the next grade, graduating, or moving into adulthood. I thank Zach for putting me in the Mayor Youth Council and meeting the mayor and how councils work. That's it.
Thank you, Cassius. Up next, we have Kristen Timms, 11th grader at Innovation Central High School.
Hi, my name is Kristen Timms. I attend Innovation Central High School. Today I came to talk to you about our outreach program because we have programs but we don't have many. I want to bring this to your attention because I know too many people that just stopped coming to school. The staff and advocates wonder why, but I know why some have quit coming. Thankfully, we have academies that teach us about real jobs to pursue. That may not be enough to keep them coming to school. They want to learn about something that is going to stick with them. I know I'm a hands-on person myself. By installing these programs, this will help students with life beyond school or even just dealing with life. This is not just for me, this is for all because it's going to get harder from here, and we're next up in line to help you, help us, help you. I'm not wishing anymore because I want these wishes to become real. I want to see it, do it, help it. Help build our community and our up-and-coming community because we matter, they matter, you matter, and this matters. I am a co-founder and president of our after-school program called Boys to Men. I want more programs to teach about real-life problems, how to get through them, and what options you have that are positive to get through them. This program has had a great impact on my life because it has showed as men we can come together and talk about our problems or issues and give each other advice on how to progress from these issues. I already have a place in my life where I am set to put myself in a higher level in life. All I'm trying to do is help others with themselves, and it would be nice if I had some help to develop these programs.
Thank you, Kristen. Up next, we have Nevaeh Zhang, 10th grader at Grand Rapids Union High School.
Good morning. My name is Nevaeh Zhang, and I am a 10th grade student at Union, who also happens to work at New City Kids. Today, I'm speaking to you about an after-school program that has positively impacted me and changed who I am. I started New City Kids when I was 8 years old, or at the time in 4th grade. And during my time, I learned how to play drums, and I got free tutoring. When I was a kid, they brought me a lot of joy, and they built my confidence as a child to another level. We would do shows at city venues like 20 Monroe, and I was able to sing and rap with other kids my age in the children's choir. The teens were super kind, and they welcomed me with open arms, and I still talk to a lot of them, and they're still some of my greatest influences. Now, as teens were pouring into me, I took the opportunity to take their place and pour into the kids I once was. New City has done immensely to improve my quality of life, and they've provided me so many opportunities for me to enhance my knowledge of what's out there for me. For example, this past spring break, they took me on a college tour, and it showed me the options I never thought of. And honestly, I never thought I'd enjoy Ohio as much as I did. They also have helped me spiritually, bringing me to conferences like Where You At, or even spiritual retreats. And this weekend, I'm also leading worship for another event. Even when I was younger, they helped my family discover something they never knew that could help them. And New City is now more than just my job or my siblings' after-school program. They're my second family. New City has taught me so much about responsibility, leadership, and passion. One thing I think all after-school programs, which I think New City is amazing at, is including their teen employees in decision-making. This helps us learn and practice leadership skills. And we even have a leadership team, which is a group of teens who have been promoted that meet once a week to decide things about their peers. They also hold more responsibility, and they practice it much more. New City, when recruiting teens who have been working on telling their stories in this way, is not only to be more marketable, but also relatable to other teens and kids in the area. Youth are the recipients of these services for after-school programs, so having them in leadership positions to make it better and introduce new ideas is not only beneficial to them or to make the program better, but also to push children into leadership positions. This way, as they get older, they're already acclimated with being a leader. Like at New City Kids, when we do our biggest production of the year, we always come together, like us teens, come together to choose music we all like. We aren't just giving music to play. We aren't just giving music to go out and do. We simultaneously get to help pick it out, to make it fun for us, not only them. In the same way, we should have our youth speaking out on things they enjoy, to make it fun for them at their own after-school programs, or in general within the community. If we want our youth to grow up, we have to present them with the option to do so, push them out of their comfort zones. But to do that, you have to make it fun for them. You have to make it something they want to be a part of, or even lead. You have to make it something for them to want. After-school programs are extremely important, not only to keep the kids off the streets, not only to help the parents, but to the kids you're giving life experiences to, which should nurture their minds and who they might turn out to be. Thank you for your guys' time.
Thank you, Nevaeh. Up next, we have Damarian Streeter, a 10th grader at Innovation Central High School.
Hello everyone, my name is Damarian Streeter and I'm a sophomore student at Innovation Central. The topic I chose to touch base on today is youth substance abuse. I believe that our GRPS staff can do a better job at preventing students from abusing things like cigarettes, flavored tobacco, vaping, alcohol, marijuana, and other substances. Students spend most of their time in school, and school personnel are influential role models. In my opinion, students who believe that their teachers really care about them are less likely to engage in these risky behaviors such as drug and alcohol abuse. If you are a teacher and you know who your students' friends are, it could help you pay attention to the teens' whereabouts. Young people who persistently abuse substances often experience an array of problems, including academic difficulties, health-related problems, mentally and physically, poor peer relationships, and involvement with the juvenile justice system. I am a student who is above the influence in school, and I would like to see programs programs like awareness about substance abuse, providing training to staff so they could recognize students who are under the influence of these substances and or engage parents into these situations to control student behavior. Thank you.
Thank you, Demarian. Next up, we have Julian Wilson, an 11th grader at City High Middle School.
Thank you. I live in Southeast Grand Rapids, and I love my neighborhood for everything that it is. It has flaws, but my good memories are endless. I care for its condition and development. In order to do that, I have to recognize what my neighborhood is not. My neighborhood is not filled with mansions worth north of $1 million. My neighborhood is not next to bougie restaurants and fancy shops. My neighborhood is not empty on spring break because of vacations and cruises. My neighborhood is not like those 5 minutes away on my bike, those roads twice the size of mine, those houses with 4 garages, and those cars with doors that swing up. These neighborhoods are nothing like mine, but I worry they will look closer and closer as the years pass. I see my neighbors moving, getting their houses bought up and worked on. The homes in Grand Rapids, especially in the East area, are already practically unaffordable for the average person. How will those prices look 10, 20 years from now when every house has been bought up, remodeled, and ripped of any semblance of history? The growth of Grand Rapids in the past 20 years has been incredible, and I've seen it with my own eyes. The attention to our city is more than welcome, but I ask that we don't lose sight of those that lived here when that growth was just being planted. Improvements for the sake of the people, not for the sake of the city. I see hope in projects like the community center being built at Martin Luther King Jr. Park. Please take note and work with those in these neighborhoods that need help and ask what they need, not what the next generation of wealthy homeowners need. They are already looking at Grand Rapids as a hotspot, and their views will only widen if we do not focus our growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Julian. I would just like to say we have 4 more speakers, so please stay and listen to the rest of our testimonials, and we will wrap up very quickly after. Next up, we have Melvin Emo, a 12th grader at Innovation Central High School, and Mr. Willis.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure of mine to be able to mentor this young man for the last 3 years. He is outstanding, and I think that you will see through his story how amazing he is. Hello, I'm Melvin Emo from Grand Rapids and a 12th grader attending Innovation Central High School. Grand Rapids has been facing some challenges when it comes to public transportation. One reason for the inadequate access is the limited funding allocated to public transportation, infrastructure, and services. This has resulted in a lack of sufficient routes, limited frequency of buses, and limited coverage in certain areas of the city. I'm a wheelchair user and don't have the luxury of going on the rapid bus. I don't have the luxury to get a wheelchair accessibility car or van. I have to use the Go Bus, which my family barely knew about. The struggles that I've faced are almost not going to my school awards night, not being able to go to my homecomings, almost not going to prom in the 11th grade, excuse me, which was one of the best times of my life. Going to a college visit at GRCC, most of these experiences happened because of Dean Transportation. The Dean bus has been more reliable than the Go Bus because it's not as cheap as people think. You have to use $3 a ride to take the Go Bus to place and back to where you want to go. $6 can add up quick if you need to go places as a wheelchair user. I'm not the only one who depends on the Go Bus. I'm just one of many people that depend on the bus. To create a more youth-friendly public transportation system, I would suggest a few changes. First, increasing the number of bus routes and expanding their coverage to include more neighborhoods and areas where young people live, work, and study. This would make it easier for them to access educational institutions, job opportunities, and recreational spaces. Secondly, improving the frequency of buses would be key. Young people often have busy schedules and need transportation options that align with their dynamic lifestyles. By increasing the frequency of buses, we can reduce waiting times and make public transportation a more convenient choice for the youth. Lastly, integrating technology into the public transportation system will be a game changer. Implementing real-time bus tracking and mobile ticketing apps would make it easier for young people to plan their trips, check bus timing, and pay fares digitally. This would enhance the overall user experience and make public transportation more attractive to the youth. By addressing these issues and making these changes, we can create a more youth-friendly public transportation system in Grand Rapids. It would not only improve access to transportation for young people, but also contribute to a more sustainable and connected community. Thanks for listening to me, and I would like you to do one thing before I leave, and that's stand up and take a good look at me. I, Melvin, emoji, thank you from the bottom of my heart for your standing ovation.
Thank you so much, Melvin. Next up, we have Terrell Daniels, a 12th grader at Grand Rapids Union High School.
Let's see, all right. Hold on, anticipation's been killing me, but all right. Hello, everyone. My name is Terrell Daniels Jr., and I attend Union High School, and today I will be talking about nicotine abuse amongst teenagers. Now, we've all seen vaping, right? We know what it is, or we've seen people using, and we've seen it in our adults. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I'm here to talk about it within our youth. And what I've seen, I don't like what I'm seeing. I've had friends, I've had close friends, distant friends, telling me about their experiences, and that it's destroying their life. Growing up with these friends and seeing how far they've come, they've really connected with me. They've brought me where I am, and so now I'm trying to help them today. And I want to just start by saying the negative effects of nicotine. And so it's a really bad addiction. It's really terrible. I've known people they've tried quitting, and because of that, they've had mental struggles, and then they've been stuck in a cycle of continuously trying to quit, and then they keep going, and we have to do something about it. Because I can't sit here and keep letting the people around me poison themselves, and I'm sure you guys don't either. I'm sure you guys want to help them too. And I want to start by saying it's really prevalent in my school. It's actually very bad, especially in bathrooms. You know, there's times when I go into the bathroom and I just open a door and I just see large groups of people vaping, and we have to do something about that. A, it's very unsanitary, and that's nasty to start. And B, the bathroom is a place of privacy. It's a B where you have to go do what you got to do, and then you got to end it. But now it's become this hangout spot for people to abuse this drug, and I hate seeing it, from the bottom of my heart. And I'm scared that it's going to grow and it's going to get so bad that even our younger generations are going to be affected. We know kids, we know how curious they are. They say, "Big bro, can I get something?" No, but that's not going to stop a kid. A kid is curious. He's going to try to sneak, try to get a hold of this because of just the curiosity. And I want us to find a way so we can protect our youth and protect those struggling right now. And I don't know if anyone knows anybody that's struggling with nicotine or addiction. And if you do, prayers to them and everything. And I just want us to do something about this. I want us to change this, and I'm so devoted. I'm actually getting excited just even talking about this because I know that we're in a room of so many people that can change the world and change this. Now, please, I'm begging you, let's change this, please.
Thank you so much, Terrell. Up next, we have Tayden Bean, a junior at City High School.
Hello, my name is Tayden Bean. I'm a junior at City currently, but in 397 days, I will become an adult. Each day until then, I will fear getting older. I do not mean the kind of old where I look back and see all of the yesterdays that I have lived through, but the kind of getting older that means I'm scared of my tomorrows. Tomorrow's listing prices, tomorrow's mortgage, tomorrow's utilities, tomorrow's taxes, and tomorrow's pay. If someone asked me where I would live in 397 tomorrows, I wouldn't have an answer. All I would have is a list of probabilities and percentages that could easily represent me, and some that already do. I do not want to limit my dreams to those possibilities or fears, but they are realistic. Little Tayden was anything but realistic. She only dreamed of everything that wasn't affordable. I remember going house shopping with my parents and realizing that those listing prices were the barriers between me and my friends and the cause of all of my envy. Now, instead of dreaming of enormous houses with land that I can't see the ends of, I dream of stability, of balance. I know that a house on its own does not make a home. From what I have seen, its neighborhood does. My neighborhood has. Every morning, I watch the sun rise as my mom drives me to school. I'm lucky to live only 5 minutes away, even if somehow that is equivalent to 40 minutes by bus. I love that downtown is so close to both my house and school, so that no matter where I am, I have access to places to eat, hang out with friends, study, and read. I've never had to drive more than 5 minutes to get gas or groceries, and I live almost next door to a park with a beautiful pond, trees, trail, stream, cute ducks, and not so cute geese, a huge hill that overlooks the top of the city and during winter turns into a perfect sledding hill with the pond serving as an ice rink at the bottom. There's a pool for the summer too, which means that no matter what the season is, I can always enjoy it. Family walks and talks have meant the world to me. We'd end each of them with ice cream from right down the street and head home to see the sunset heating our windows. I'm not rich in money, but I do not have to be. I have a house that is a home. I know that this is not the case for far too many people living in Grand Rapids, and my dream is to make it so. My dream is to wake up 397 days from today, knowing that when I leave my neighborhood, I will not have to fear finding another on my own. I have always been afraid of the unknown, but someday this won't be one of them.
Thank you so much, Tayden. And for our final speaker, we have Ivan Shuri, a 12th grader at Grand Rapids Public Museum High School.
In 2004, when my mother was renting an apartment in Grand Rapids, it cost about $500 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, in 2024, a 2-bedroom apartment costs you at least, I'm going to say this, at least $1,000. And that's if you're lucky, to be frank. More realistically, you're probably going to have to pay $1,500 if you want to live somewhere within the city. And in 2004, the state minimum wage was $5.15. Now, in 2024, the state minimum wage is $10.33. But if these numbers don't strike you, minors in Michigan are not eligible for the full state minimum wage. They can be paid their minimum, the $8.78. Luckily, most businesses pay above this, but it's not a requirement by state law. The simple fact is, people my age cannot afford housing in the city or in the state, broadly speaking. And not everybody has the ability to live on a college campus or stay at home with their parents or family. Now, I'm lucky. I've worked since I was 15 and I've constantly received above the state minimum wage. And I've spent these years saving up. And even I, someone who's worked hard, who's been diligent, and who's been incredibly fortunate, I look at the fact that I might not be able to continue to live within the city of Grand Rapids. And I look at it as being an impossibility. And the need to focus on higher education and the need to work to afford a place to live, all of these factors working against me may end up forcing me to leave the city of Grand Rapids, hoping for lower rent prices elsewhere. As the housing market in Grand Rapids currently stands, many young people find themselves robbed of an opportunity, the ability to live and work in this community that we've built together, that they have called home for 18 years of their lives because they simply can't afford it. It's our responsibility to set young people up for success and to allow them to stay in their community, to allow them to remain a part of this city without having to worry about the next month's rent, without having to worry about going to school and working a full-time job, without having to worry about our city and state becoming even more unaffordable. Thank you.
Can I get another round of applause for our speakers? Fantastic. You all did an amazing job. Thank you so much for sharing your words and feelings with us.
After hearing the testimonies from today's youth speakers, we'd like to switch gears for a moment and encourage any high school students who live in the city of Grand Rapids to apply for the Mayor's Youth Council during the 2024-2025 year. The application is online now at www.ourcommunitieschildren.com. If you'll be entering 9th through 12th grade next year and want to learn more about city government, please apply. I'm so glad that I did. In addition to applying to the Mayor's Youth Council, we encourage those who are 15 to 24 years old, who are in the room or watching online, who are looking for a summer job opportunity that also provides professional development, making $13 an hour, to please apply for the Grow 1000 Youth Employment Program. Grow 1000 provides 6 weeks and 120 hours of on-the-job work experience paired with fun and unique ways to build your professional networks. Go to www.grandrapidsmichigan.gov/grow1000 and apply today.
Thank you very much, Lena. Take a minute to acknowledge and thank our partners and sponsors, our community's children, Michigan's children, the city of Grand Rapids Public Schools, the Grand Rapids Children's Museum, and special thanks to Pepiano's Pizza, downtown Grand Rapids, for providing today's lunch. We would also like to thank the listening panelists and youth speakers to begin to fill out their surveys. Your feedback is invaluable and will help us planning next year's event. Now, please welcome Ms. Shannon L. Harris, Executive Director of Our Community's Children, and Mr. Zachary Lorway, Program Coordinator of Our Community's Children, as they give some closing remarks.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. First, let's give it up to our MCs again, Ivan, Lena, and Julian. Job well done. I also want to give a special shout out to my program coordinator, Mr. Zachary Laraway, that's in the back there with the blue suit on. He's only been with the office for 2 years. This is his second KidSpeak, and he did a phenomenal job coordinating today's event, wouldn't you say? Yeah. Did a phenomenal job. Thank you, listening panel, for your time and your listening ear. We hope that what you've heard will in some way be incorporated in the decisions that you make on behalf of children, youth, and families. I want to underscore how grateful we all are to all of the parents in the audience, the guardians, the colleagues, the out-of-school time providers, the teachers, counselors, principals, who encourage young people to let their voices be heard. And for those that actually brought young people today, we had a packed house, so thank you so much. change. Our community's children has facilitated the Grand Rapids version of KidSpeak since 2000. And this year marks the 25th year of offering this program to hear the hearts, the minds, the passions, the ideas, and solutions created by young people, and every year they deliver. This KidSpeak is Mayor Bliss's last KidSpeak, as she said, in her role as mayor. And like she said, hopefully she'll be in the audience next year. I want to have you guys look to these screens really quickly. KidSpeak 2016 was your first KidSpeak, Mayor Bliss, and although you were unable to be here, you created this video message which played during the proceedings. The theme of KidSpeak 2016 was planting seeds for a greener Grand Rapids. Young people gave testimony on the importance of green spaces within their neighborhoods and throughout the city of Grand Rapids. Those testimonies provided support to amend the Clean Air Ordinance that prohibits smoking in Grand Rapids city parks. About a week after that event, I was sitting in my office when it was here in City Hall, right down the hall, when a delivery person came to my door with a bouquet of flowers. It isn't often that I receive flowers at work, so I'm thinking, who in the world was this that sent this to me? And so I actually have the card of the person that sent this to me. And it reads, this is the card. Congratulations on an awesome KidSpeak. Grateful for you and all your hard work, Rosalind. So in my eyes, this set the tone for your mayoral tenure. You embrace racial equity as one of the first priorities. Your tenure has also been one of compassion and kindness, one that puts the citizens of Grand Rapids first, one that embraced economic growth and elevated awareness and public policies around affordable housing, mobility, green space, police reform, environmental justice, and so much more. You've had to make some tough decisions and withstand criticisms that come along with being this type of public servant. And you handled it all with courage, with strength, and with grace. So I would like to return this kind gesture and present you with a bouquet of flowers. And although you have a little over 8 months left in your term, and I'm sure a long list of to-dos to accomplish, let us be the first to celebrate a job well done. There's more. But there's more. And so now I want to welcome Zachary Laraway. Come on up to the front. We've got a couple more goodies for you.
No one prepared me for this, by the way. Shannon, thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are we doing? Great. No, not good enough. Let me hear it again. All right, we're taking it. I know who's hungry, who's got. Yeah, right. That's okay. Thank you, Ms. Shannon. I appreciate that. And again, I'd like to thank our listening panelists for their attendance today, including those that work in national, state, and local government entities. Many of our state and local school and community partners are also sharing the space with us, and your continued engagement with the city's youth does not go unnoticed. With that said, I'd like to personally recognize Mayor Bliss for her many years of service and engagement with the Mayor's Youth Council. Can I have this group of Mayor's Youth Council members please stand up? If you are on the Mayor's Youth Council, please stand up. Perfect. I know you're around here, so there we go. On behalf of this group of soon-to-be doctors, lawyers, engineers, artists, and business leaders, but also dreamers, critical thinkers, problem solvers, and leaders of every niche of today's growing society, I'd like to present Mayor Bliss with this commemorative gift honoring your dedication and commitment to working with our group. Thank you, Julian. Thank you again, Mayor Bliss, and your presence will be felt by generations of our city's youth who one day might sit in the same seats that all of us up here are sitting in. NYC, do not sit down yet. I'm gonna do about 46 seconds, and Mr. Z can fit about 30 friendly requests into 46 seconds pretty easily, right? I ask you to stand so that I can meet you on eye level. Not you, Terrell, or Josiah, or Ivan, or Julian, but I do want to thank you for allowing me to share your space and time with you over the past year. Whenever I get asked what's the best part of my job or what motivates me in the work that we do in our community's children, without hesitation, my answer is always you. And I have no less than 100 awkwardly and honestly poorly taken shots of our time together on my work cell phone to serve as proof. Among the 20 or so flyer-worthy keepers on there, there's hundreds of more memories that I hope that all of you take with you throughout the rest of your lives. To our graduating seniors, I wish you the best of luck. And please remember that you're only a long-winded, rambling Mr. Z email away from anything if you need me. So lastly, I want to look at our attendance here today, right? Just take 2 seconds and take a look around this room, please. I don't think we have a whole lot of spots that are open for us. Maybe one right next to Mayor Bliss. But our attendance here today shows that although our paths and our plans don't always align with our motivation or our goals, our table is much more diverse and inclusive when our youth have a seat amongst the adults in the room. So whether your plan is to promote out-of-school time programs in a local park or to increase the amount of bike-friendly routes from one affordable neighborhood to the next, the fact that you made a plan in the first place is sometimes all that matters. Grand Rapids, after all, is our city. And growing together while creating a vision that includes our city's youth. If you consider yourself a youth, please stand up. If you consider, you can ask Mayor's Youth Council. I will not leave until we, right. Here we go. Keep standing, please.
Some days.
Grand Rapids, after all, is our city. And growing together while creating a vision that includes our city's youth should always be considered a part of our plan. Thank you.
I'd just like to thank all of our staff at the Our Community's Children for their support this year with Mayor's Youth Council. And I'd like to thank Mayor Bliss for all of her years supporting the Mayor's Youth Council. And as one final gift from each and every one of us at Mayor's Youth Council, we have a commemorative photo book that we all signed. So that you can remember the many accomplishments, the many memories that you made with Mayor's Youth Council. On behalf of the Grand Rapids Mayor's Youth Council, we thank you all for your encouragement, and we wish you the best in all of your future endeavors. I'm going to have Julian come up here, and he's going to close us off.
Thank you, Ms. Shannon, Mr. Z, and Ivan for your kind words and gestures. And thank you all for joining us. This concludes today's event, and we want to invite you all to have lunch down on the first floor, catered by Pepino's downtown Grand Rapids. You can take the elevator down to the, thank you. It's worth it, it's great food. You can take the elevator down to level 1, and you can eat inside or outside. It's pretty nice out, so feel free. And again, thank you all so much for coming to KidSpeak 2024, and we hope to see you next year.